So does anyone here know who Mr. Paul is? Anyone? Does anyone know who Mr. Paul is? Well, you can call him a pharmacist or a chemist. He's the one you go to when you are not feeling fine. He has a very small shop in your community. That's Mr. Paul. Well, Mr. Paul and his colleagues conduct about 3 million consultations and diagnoses every day. When we have the hospitals doing just about 45,000, that's a significant difference, right? Okay then, so Mr. Paul, we met him in April 2017, and he told us that his business is stagnant. That means he's not growing. So we tried to understand what's the problem of Mr. Paul and how may we best help him. So Mr. Paul is a businessman, and for every businessman there are goals and aspirations. And when the goals and aspirations are not being met, interest in the business declines, then the next thing is to be looking for how to close down the shop and start something else. A lot of entrepreneurs have undergone that, right? But Mr. Paul, since he's a significant member of the community and is the first responder when we need healthcare services, it's important that we try to help Mr. Paul. So, Pronov approached Mr. Paul and understood his challenges. But we understood that fundamentally, Mr. Paul is suffering from poor inventory management system. He basically writes everything on paper, and when his child returns from school, he can pour water on the paper, or he can even tear it off. So he doesn't have financial history to scale up his business. He goes to the open market to buy counterfeit drugs, and he has lost a lot of money to this. Mr. Paul frequently goes to the market, closes his shop, and by so doing, he loses a lot of customers. Mr. Paul obviously will not be able to accept any other payment aside cash. And now we are in a digital age where everybody moves about with their mobile money, they move about with their ATM cards. There are also USSD services, but Mr. Paul cannot enjoy all this. Pronov developed an inventory management system that can help Mr. Paul and his cohorts to be able to coordinate their transaction digitally. We're converting his store to a digital store, helping him to deliver his drug to the doorstep, and helping him to figure out how to expand his business. The pharmaceutical industry in Nigeria is very huge, about 1.3 billion US dollars, and it's growing. Our plan is to be able to tap into 10% in 3 years. And for the first 6 months that we have been operating, we've been able to reach up to 2%. In the last 6 months, we've been able to coordinate over 24 million naira in sales. We've converted over 400 customers, and we have been able to touch about 30,000 lives through the unit of transactions made on our platform. We are also happy to tell you that we were able to raise 150,000 US dollars in investment. So we understand that competition is out there. There is the open market where pharmacy can go to buy drugs, but then that is where they are exposed to counterfeit drugs. And with government's plan to clamp down on anyone who is peddling counterfeit drugs, it gives us a lot of advantage. We also understood that there are also some solution providers who can give you technology solution to use to manage inventory and do whatnot. But then we come as a mobile solution provider. We roll out a mobile application so that low-income earners like Mr. Paul will be able to access digitalized services without having to think about how he's going to power it in a country where power is a very expensive commodity. We have strategic partnership with the likes of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Flutterwave, and some commercial banks. So we have 2 core missions that is driving what we do. We want to ensure that every household can access quality medication at affordable prices. We also want to ensure that people who are not banked, the unbanked population, can be financially captured. That's why we are ensuring that Mr. Paul can collect payments using digital payment options. Currently, we have Mcash being rolled out on our platform. We have other partnerships that ensure that you can collect payments using digital means. So how do we make money? Pronov has Pronov Medium, Pronov Premium, and Pronov Lite. So the Pronov Premium is the platform that ensures that as a business owner, you are able to access the full service mobile application that comes with business advisory services. We notice that a lot of the pharmacy and retail drug sellers do not know how to manage their store effectively. So stock management is a problem for them. They don't know how to position their drugs on the shelf to attract customers. I've been to a store that a woman came to buy drug and the man sold to her an expired drug. She returned to the store to tell him, but because there were a lot of people who were buying drug, the woman does not want to make them feel like the man is selling expired drug. I immediately cited that and I said, Oga, this is why you have to use Pronov. Because Pronov alerts you when your drug is expiring. You can even set the alert notification that alerts me when it's 60 days to expiration. Alerts me when my stock is going low. Alerts me when I need to stock. And all other intelligence. So we have sales analytics that we provide to people who have subscribed to our Pronov Premium. But because you are social impact focused, Pronov Lite will always be free. Pronov Lite converts your recording book, your ledger, or your paper into a digitalized device. So you can be able to capture all your sales at a go. Our team is made up of experienced advisors from the likes of Yvonne, who had spent over 10 years being a corporate strategy in a commercial bank, to Marsha, who exposes us to a lot of investments, and of course to Idris Ayodeji Bello, who is a global health professional from Oxford. And our core team, my humble self, I've been able to work with a lot of companies within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, and I've learned best practice of how not to run a startup. And my colleagues are also professionals, medical doctors, pharmacists, and business strategists. I believe with this, you should see why Mr. Paul and all retail pharmacies in your community should be on Pronov. Because with that, you as the consumer, you are safe, because you now be having genuine medication at affordable prices. And then the issue of having drug abuse will be resolved, because if all drugs are channeled through Pronov, it becomes easy for us to track drug abuse and counterfeiting in the community. Thank you so much.